Hello, today I am going to discuss about pronouns reflexive. It is from Grammar-3 Lesson-1. Here it is written revision book 1 lesson 13 to 16. There we have found pronouns, and there we got pronouns are words that stand instead of nouns. Without this book, in several books we have found these things, that a pronoun is a word which stands instead of a noun. There we have found personal pronouns, where personal pronouns are used instead of nouns that mean persons or especially it, animals or things. You know this better, like we have used replace of boy, we have used he replace of girl, we have used she, and we have also used replace of animals. It is told here. They can be singular or plural, like it can be boys also. Boys we will use they. So it can be also plural, masculine gender, like we have written here replace of boy we have used here he, replace of girl we have used here she. So pronoun can be masculine and feminine or neutral gender. A pronoun may be the subject or the object. How? It can be like this. We can write he is a student. Here he has used as a subject. Again we can write here I gave him a pen. Here him is an object. Here the subjective form of many pronouns is different from their objective form, of course. Like he, its objective form is him. Like if I tell I, it's me. She, its objective form her. So you have understood, I think, that the subjective form of many pronouns is different from their objective form. In this, pronouns are not like nouns. Why it is written? Because if we use noun as a subject or as an object, its form will not be changed. Means I can tell Shekhar is a student. I gave Shekhar a pen. You can write this way. So it is written for this reason, that in this pronouns are not like nouns. Let's look in that pronoun box, this box again, and see if there are any more pronouns. Yes, there are 3 or 4 more kinds. Let's look at this. First, the self or selves kind. Here it is written herself, itself, oneself, myself, ourselves, himself, yourself, yourselves, themselves. These are all pronouns. You have found already these pronouns always end in self or selves. When this is plural, that time selves, selves for the plural. Myself, yourself, himself, herself, itself, oneself, ourselves, yourselves, themselves. The self pronouns usually stand for the same person or things as the subject of the sentence. Let us see some of them at work. So let's see some example, then it will be clearer for us. Here in this sentence, I saw myself in the mirror. In this sentence, I is the subject. Replace of I, here myself is used. This is a pronoun, though it is used replace of another pronoun, that is not matter, but here see it is just reflecting the subject. Again see next sentence, be careful or you will hurt yourself. Here see subject is you, replace of it, here yourself is used. Richard helped himself to the cakes. Here himself is used replace of Richard. Mary dressed herself carefully. Here herself is used replace of Mary, which is subject in this sentence. Next sentence, one must be allowed to please oneself. Here we know subject is one, replace of it oneself is used. Next sentence, the kitten can now feed itself. We know we usually use the pronoun it replace of animals, just it is reflecting the subject kitten. Okay. Next sentence, we taught ourselves to swim. In this place, subject is we, replace of we. Here we have got ourselves because we is here plural form, and that's why the reflexive or the self pronouns here is also plural form. The boys heard themselves getting over the hall. Same things like before. The boys plural form. That's why the self pronoun is used as a plural form. There is of course a difference in meaning between these two sentences, like Tom hit him. It means Tom has hit another person. But when I am writing Tom hit himself, that time we find that Tom has hit himself. So in this place we have found there the action is not going another place. See, it is written the action doesn't go from one person or thing to another. It comes back again like the reflection in a mirror. See, Tom hit himself. It has come back to the Tom. That's why it is told here. To the doer of the action. Who is doer in this sentence or the previous sentence we have read just before? We have found that all the self pronouns are coming back to the subject, like the reflection in a mirror to the doer of the action. These self pronouns are called reflexive pronouns. This is our today's topic, emphasizing it's same thing like reflexive pronoun, actually reflexive pronoun, but this is not the only work that self pronouns do. Look at these sentences. Jeremy washed himself. I know he did. I saw him myself. You yourself said he looked clean, and Jeremy himself said he had had a wash. The first himself is quite plainly a reflexive pronoun. The subject Jeremy and the pronoun himself both stand for the same boy, but the others are different. They could be missed out and the sentences would still make sense. They are put there to make what is said stronger, to make it more emphatic. This is the emphatic use of the reflexive pronoun. In their emphatic use, the reflexive pronouns sometimes have the meaning alone, in which case they often have by with them. Like I went there by myself. This is an engine that goes by itself. George made that model aeroplane all by himself. Here see, by is using. Here are the self pronouns arranged in a table. Here see, singular and plural. First person, myself, its plural is ourselves. Second person, yourself, its plural is yourselves. Third person, there are more, himself, herself, itself, oneself, but this plural form is themselves. If we do some exercises about this topic, then it will be clearer. Like put reflexive pronouns into the blank spaces in these sentences. Here, John hurt when he fell. So we know John hurt himself. So it is written here, it is given John hurt himself. Let's do next. Father cut himself when he was shaving. So here himself just reflecting father, or himself has gone or has gone back to father. Mary saw in the mirror. In this place, replace of Mary, we will use herself. So this herself has gone back to Mary. We saw in the mirror. Here we saw by whom? Ourselves. So here we is a plural form. That's why the reflexive pronoun in this place is used as a plural form. I taught dash to play the piano. I taught whom? Not another person, myself. I taught myself to play the piano. 5 number, the kitten tried to bite me and bit me or beat him. No, beat itself. Beat itself by mistake. The poor woman threw herself under the train. The boys helped whom? The boys helped, this is plural, you should keep remember. So, themselves. Themselves to the cakes. There are plenty of cakes here, Richard. Help whom? Help yourself. Now next number exercise, put reflexive pronouns in their emphatic use into the blank space. Same way you just put what you have done before, same you will put here. He did the work all by himself, because here he is a subject, replace of he we will use the reflexive pronoun, though this is the emphatic, that is not the matter. The main thing or the basic thing of reflexive pronoun is it should come back to the subject. So next one, I saw the accident by whom? Myself. Mary sewed those dresses herself. One can't saw a tree like that by oneself. You children must tidy this room. You should keep remember here the subject is plural, you children, not you child. So you children must tidy this room. I am not going to help you. So it will be yourselves. The children tidied the room by, that time there was written you children, but here it is not written you children, so it is the third person. That's why here we should use themselves. Do you think, John, that you can cook the dinner by whom? By, of course, by yourself. We cook the dinner entirely by, who is a plural form, so it will be ourselves. This machine works by, this is a neutral, so it will be itself. You and Richard can do that job. Here Richard and you, by these two it has become plural, so here we will use yourselves. So we have done these exercises, A and B number exercises. If you just keep the remember this thing, then you can easily put the reflexive pronoun according to your requirements. So I hope you have understood this topic properly. We will meet another day with another topic. Bye.